Hi everyone, I'm Corione, your witch in residence here on YouTube. And some of you may not know, but one of my favorite sci-fi series of all time is not actually Star Trek. It's actually Babylon 5. Because I felt that Babylon 5 asked more relevant questions to me than otherwise. So I want to take you through some of the movies that Babylon 5 is infamous for, because arguably the movies are where a lot of the budget went for a good period of time. And I feel like we should start off with chronologically the first movie in the series, In the Beginning. Now, this is going to contain spoilers for the Babylon 5 series. If you have not watched it, it's on HBO Max. They did an HD remake. It's fantastic. Go watch it. You've been warned. And while I break for the warning, I might as well just say that, guys, I really appreciate you guys liking and getting my video out there. Let's see what we can do to get a new member drive going. I would like to see us get up to a good solid number of members going forward. We're going to move into, the big season, and I'm considering this kind of a team building time. So let's get the membership up. Let's get more people viewing this so that we can all build a bigger, better community and get the word out on some of the awesome things we do. All right. With that obligatory ritual out of the way, let's discuss Babylon 5, In the Beginning. Now, this story is told from Londo's perspective, who was there when Earth and Minbar fought a absolutely cataclysmic war for humans. Humanity, as is known in the series, was pushed back all the way to their home system. And this is the story of how it went down. This is the story of humanity's bravado taking control and us not thinking clearly. See, very shortly after we had gotten on the same page as everyone else when it came to faster than light technology, we got dragged into an event called the Dilgar War. These were pretty much, space bad dudes from Germany that were determined to wipe out all the smaller races. So Earth gets involved, and with our additional push and firepower and the technology given by other races to help us beat them, we kicked the Dilgar's butt. And we were riding high on that, figuring that we could do no wrong. And oh boy, did we do wrong. We misinterpreted a gesture from an ancient race, a gesture of respect we took as a gesture of preparing to fire. And that led to an absolute nightmare scenario war where we were completely technologically outclassed. They had superior just about everything. But the thing that I take away from it is, and when you look at it throughout this, we never gave up our human spirit. We never gave up on that belief that we are going to survive and we're going to take care of each other. A lot of this culminates in something called the Battle of the Line, where the president of the Earth basically says to everybody, look, any ship that's capable of fighting, we need you on that line. Because for every 10 minutes we buy, we get more civilians out to deep space, potentially where they could be safe. So for every 10 minutes, we buy humanity just a little bit more of a chance. And everyone who can stand up, stands up. Everybody who has a ship gets in that ship. Civilian ships, military ships, it didn't matter. Everybody did it because it meant buying humanity 10 more minutes. Making sure that the twilight of humanity doesn't actually happen. Too often when we're watching Facebook, we see news stating that, some people wouldn't mind the end of the world, that things are so terrible that they wouldn't, mind a meteor hitting the planet or us all getting wiped out and questioning whether we deserve to live. I think we do. Because if we do go into that sweet night, the universe loses Marilyn Monroe. It loses Kurt Cobain. It loses O'Riordan. It loses Keats. Um, hey, it even loses J. Michael Straczynski. And I think that would be a loss for everyone, not just for Earth, but for any of the other species that make it forward. I think we have an art and a culture worth preserving. I think we have a people worth exploring. Yeah, we can be shaved apes and real jerks to each other at times, but we're also capable of incalculable empathy. We're also capable of being kind on a level that is completely just unbelievable. One of the aliens in Babylon 5 says that humanity's greatest strength is that we build communities, and that these communities don't necessarily have to be just our own people. And you know what? She's right. We build communities. We build communities of Hollywood writers and producers, of book writers and novelists, of military logisticians, of, witches from Canada, right? And we build these communities because we recognize a fundamental truth that anyone who's willing to stand up and be beside me is my brother or my sister. We accept this. We accept that once we get to sit down with somebody, that we share a meal with them, that we just get to have those long campfire chats. They're a part of our group. Okay. And it doesn't matter where they came from. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum they're on. Once we've broken bread with them, once we've sat down with them, once we've had those deep conversations, they're family. And yeah, family doesn't always get along, but that doesn't matter as much as the fact that they are family, that we do care and will continue to care. So I guess watching this really restored my faith in humanity. It restored my faith in the belief that we are willing to put it all on the line for each other, right? How often have we heard about thousands of people showing up to search a mountain for a lost hiker? And even though some people died in the search, they found the hiker, and that was reason to celebrate, right? It's not normal. It's not, economical, but it is deeply human. And that's the point. And we need to remember that humanity more than ever these days. I don't know what's coming. Given the news over the last couple of days, I'm sure we're going to wind up in quite the political turmoil over the next little bit. But remember, the people on the other end of the political spectrum are still people. And while we can disagree, we still need to respect them as people, as we want to be respected, as we want to be free to have those important debates and be willing to hear the other side out, potentially change our positions, or at least know what to question on our own. And these things are important. Steel sharpens steel. Humanity has to compete against each other because we have no effective rival for which to do so. So be friendly in that competition. Be kind in that competition, and remember that if we were facing the twilight of humanity, we would band together to stop it. Because that's what humans do. That's what we all agree to, that we can pick on each other, but when outside forces get involved, we put aside those differences and we fight as one. And it doesn't have to be a political fight. It doesn't have to be a physical fight. It doesn't have to be with bombs or lasers in the future or anything. It can be two people standing up in a room and having a good intellectual discourse in an honest and reasonable fashion. Because we can do that as people, right? We can have those conversations and decide that today is not the day we're going to go punch out somebody because we don't believe what they say is right and we lack the skills to fight them in a reasonable arena. Okay? Up your game then. Okay? If they're going to come at you with attacking your position on certain levels, rise above that level, right? Spend the time, open a book, talk to friends, prep for the debate, and then go in there and show them how awesome a debater you really are. Because you can do that. Every one of us has that capability. Every one of us has spent the time necessary to learn those skills. Okay? Even if you're still young and even if you don't completely succeed, the fact that you stood up and did it, it's taught you something for next time. Now, in the series, right as the Minbari are going to break through the line and crush Earth, they surrender. And it's because the Minbari realize that there is no difference between Minbari souls and human souls. And by that understanding, Minbari don't kill a Minbari. Well, guess what? Humans stick together. Also works in that case. And them realizing that we are all made of the same stuff. We are all unified. We are all one people. Made them stop at the brink. I can't think of anything more human than that, can you? So let's do that. Let's realize that we don't need to go that close to the brink to stop it. To step back, say, wow, that was close. Let's not get that close again. Put away the weapons and come together and chat and debate and have a good, solid couple of conversations, right? Talking is how we pick our leaders for a reason, right? We want to know what they think and how they think it. I may not agree with every leader that's come up lately. Heck, in my home country right now, I'm debating on which is the lesser of multiple evils and realizing that they're all about the same evil, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that I don't want a good, solid discussion on the issues to find out exactly where they stand and what they intend to do. And then to hold their feet to the fire to make sure they do what they said they do. Because, yes, voting is important, but it's not just the vote. It's holding people accountable for how they said they would get to that vote. Have your nation's leaders said what they did to earn your vote and kept to it? And if they haven't, are you going to vote for them based on whether they have or haven't kept their word? I encourage you to consider these. Voting is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal. You know, people mock Starship Troopers for its fascism, but at the end of the day, you know, Heinlein was right. The voting is exercising power. It's exercising political power. And it may be one of the true few choices that you actually have. So use it, right? Do what is best for overall humanity, not just your tribe, not just, you know, the witches, not just the Jews, not just the Palestinians, not just the Ukrainians, not just anybody. Do what is best for humanity. Stand up when humanity needs you. I'm hoping that it won't need you for a grand twilight gesture right now. I'm hoping you don't have to go that far, but we don't go that far by voting your conscience and making the right call. Guys, thank you very much for listening to me today. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody.